Alright, so today, we did good today. I am very, very pleased with today. I am so glad. I feel like I got my Usos back. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because today, we went plus 300, and I haven't went plus 300 in I don't even remember the last time I went plus 300, but we had 2 time fails, so I guess it should have been 320, but that's fine. But, let's go ahead, jump straight into attack. Okay, so, here is the first base. So now, this style is very common. Now, I have never actually seen this exact base, and the style is a little bit funky, because it's not your classic one. Usually it's a little bit more compact, like more up in this area, right here, but it is not. But, something I notice is, the first thing I look for is, well, obviously I'm going to fireball this wizard tower, and I look for flame flinger value to kind of funnel out this section so I can send my hero straight in here. But there's not really flame flinger value. But if you look, you could burn one invis on these 2 buildings and snipe this expo, and then you can literally get this whole section out. So that is exactly what I do. So, by the way, I apologize if you don't like the more some people don't like me pausing and no one's ever told me that, but I'm sure some people don't like the pausing and the explaining, but I'm sure some do, and that's kind of what I like to pause and explain. So I apologize if you don't like that, but it is what it is. But you can see now, there's nothing on this whole 9 o'clock side to freaking take out this flame flinger, except it maybe if there's traps or something. But now, dude, with this much flame flinger value, it should be impossible to fail. Now, we're just gonna let the warden kind of coast. I end up using a rage spell. I kind of wanted to save it, but when the rage tower went off, it kind of scared me. Which, the warden would have been fine, I think. Well, maybe not. The archer tower's on him. Yeah, no, maybe I did need that rage, but okay. Well, good thing I used it. But we're just gonna use 2 invis real quick. Get the fireball, we get the CC out, good stuff. Get the whole rage section as well. That's why I like the deeper fireball. Get the whole rage section and the CC, so very nice. Recall him to the town hall. See how it's kind of open? We're going to check for traps, because this base very well could be baited down there. But now we're just going to send our heroes in from the top. Send in from the top side. Skeleton spell to distract. And get some headhunters in for those enemy heroes. And you can see the flame flinger is just putting in absolute work. We still have a whole hero left, and our Lalo, and we're at, what, 57% of the base, 60 now? Yeah, this base is crushed. I should have saved. I was kind of worried about my Sui, because, you can see my king's already dead. So I was kind of worried, and I ended up burning all my spells for my Sui, and I shouldn't have. I should have saved one for that, I should have saved this freeze I have left over. I probably should have saved it for this monolith, because it kills my warden and kind of makes it look not very crushed. But I go ahead and decide to burn the freeze to get the revenge tower out, so maybe that was probably the best option, to be honest with you. And now the Lalo doesn't really have any good path, so yeah. But either way, the base is crushed, so I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. Yeah, and the Sneezy will grab the... See, you know what I mean? For how much fireball value and the flame flinger value I got, it's not as crushed as one might think. But either way, I feel like you could do that plan 10 times, 20 times, and it would 3-star every single time. So, let's go ahead and get into the next one. Okay, now, this base, another double rage base. Style's kind of similar. You get the double rage. Town Hall is isolated. There's no flame flinger value off to 9 o'clock, because there's all the mortars, and if you see, if I snipe this, I could snipe that freaking, expo, but if we look at the range, I guess I could place it right here. I could place the flame flinger, right there, and it could get it, but the spitter, well, maybe that is better, but you could get a flame flinger right there, but I didn't want to risk it, because in a Legends attack, it's kind of risky, you know what I mean? Because, like, if I waste my, like, if for some reason, you can test with an archer to see if anything can attack it, but still, it just feels a little too risky for my liking. So I was like, well, I know I can get away without having a flinger. So I was like, there's no point in risking it. Now, a good player might be like, oh, well, Mikey, that's not risky at all. But it's like, well, you might not think so. But in my opinion, I just don't feel comfortable doing that in a Legends attack. So I was like, and I know I can get away with using a log launcher. So I was like, I'll just use the safer log launcher option. So that is what I ended up doing. So, fireball to the rage. CC's over here, so you can't get it. So you have to fireball just the rage tower, because you can't grab the CC with anything unless you fireball like the monolith, which nobody is going to try. Let him finish clearing out this section. And you notice I save my furnaces, because I would rather my furnaces be with my warden going through all these enemy heroes in this revenge tower. So that's kind of why I save my furnaces, because the warden can clear this, because the furnaces are really just to protect the warden, number one, helps against enemy heroes, but also speeds up the attack. But I knew I could get through that rage section like very quickly, like in under a minute, so that's why I opted for yeah. And you see, by the way, I knew I misplaced that invis. Don't invis just the warden, because the long shot will get onto the healers, and then you have to burn another spell for the long shot. But yeah, the warden's fine right now. We send our Sui from 9 with a log launcher down the middle. We get good log launcher value. Hit the CC in the monolith. I'm actually going to send my RC over for this Rico cannon. This is a kind of funnel out that side so my queen can kind of walk towards 6. And we get this monolith out, and the rocket spear should be pretty good getting the bomb hive and all this through here. So that's kind of why I opt for the RC over to the side right there. Yeah, and the warden clears out the revenge, and now the Lalo comes into for the back end, and that's what I love about the Lalo, man. People say it gets no value, but like on this attack, on these double rage bases, well, on this style, my Lalo always gets a ton of value. Because, like, you can't get that value with rocket balloons, in my opinion. So, yeah, let's jump into the next one. Okay, so now this one and the next one are the 2 time fails of the day. So, looking at this base, this style right here, these outside double rage bases are the hardest bases in the world for Lalo. So basically, I've tried this style. I've tried it very many times with different approaches, like log launchers, all that kind of stuff. So, and the only way you can have a chance to 3-star is to get a flame flinger. So I opt to snipe that, use an invis so I can put my rocket balloons down and kind of clear out kind of this whole side right here. Kind of clear out all of this. So yeah, and then we're just going to start our warden to the side. Kind of distract the super wizard with some balloons, because we don't want, because I'll chain through my warden onto my healers. So a few chains aren't bad, but as long as it's not on it the whole time, that's good. So quickly ice block and shoot the fireball. Probably didn't need that invis on that mortar, but better safe than sorry. So yeah, I was worried about that bomb hive like sniping my flinger, and it probably does later in the attack, but I was too focused, because I was like, I knew it was gonna time fail as well. I was like, it definitely doesn't 3-star. I was like, it either time fails or fails, because yeah, dude, it just took. I could have started my. Probably should have. Like I always tell people, I should have started my warden and probably shot my fireball before. But you see, like, I don't want to start my flinger late into the attack. I guess it doesn't really matter, because like you're gonna be ending on this rage tower, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered. I should have started my warden in the beginning. But see, the reason I didn't was because I was like, oh well, he needs some attention with that super wizard at the beginning and the fireball. So I was like, well, because I'm shooting a very quick fireball, so I didn't really want to like start my warden and shoot the fireball and then do the flinger. But I probably should have, to be honest with you. But we sent our heroes in from the side. I tried to funnel out with the RC to try to help my warden go, or try to help my king go in so I could pop his ability, but that ended up sniping the spitter that was right there. Right there. So then my king didn't go in. I was actually starting to panic. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking 1-star. I was like, it's gonna ruin my day. But we used the Lalo to kind of push them in, and we popped the king ability, and it got them inside. So thank God. Thank God. And then yeah, our flinger kind of cleared out half the rage tower. I'm just gonna speed it up from here because your time fails. Just heroes get stuck on walls, just hard for them to get through. And my warden, he probably could have cleared the base for me, to be honest, but instead he decided to attack a wall. But it is what it is. Most likely, yeah, it's a time fail for sure. But either way, I'll see you in the next. Okay, so this base, ASIM base, very weird. So I was like, well, when I see a ASIM base like this, I always look for flame flinger value, and I could flame flinger this side over here. You have two options. You can flame flinger this rage or the other rage over here. And the reason I opt to flame flinger the fucking 9 o'clock rage is because I was like, well, if I fireball the 3 o'clock rage tower, I can let my warden walk into the town hall and just deal with it. So I was like, that seems pretty good to me. But, looking at it in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have. I feel like I probably would have gotten more value with my flame flinger if I had tried to flame flinger the 3 o'clock rage compartment. Probably would have gotten more value, and fireball. Yeah, I think that's probably, I don't know, it's a hard choice. It's a hard choice to make. If I saw this base again, I would try that. But then your Sui is kind of weird because if you fireball this rage, you would recall the warden up to 12, and then you would have to send your king or something in for the town hall. I guess you'd send both of them in, and then I guess you'd RC the monolith and kind of try to get the bomb hive. Or maybe I don't know, maybe you'd try to RC maybe try to RC the revenge tower, honestly. Yeah, that would probably be better. So yeah, I think that would 3-star instead of time fail. But, time fails aren't bad. So, if you time fail twice like I did, and then 3-star the rest, that's a pretty damn good day. 300, that's, like, really good. Like, if you go plus 300, especially with an attack like Fireball Lalo, like, that's really good. Like, I consider 270 or more good. Like, if I went 270 every single day of the season, I would be happy with that. You can get top 1,000 like that. Averaging 270, that can get you top 1,000. Like, it can. Like, I've known some people that have top 1,000 finishes who have averaged, actually, like, 265. So, yeah, I consider 270 a good day. But I end up sending my heroes up top where, I don't know, they kind of get value. The RC gets hella value, I will say. She gets the whole revenge tower out, which is kind of insane. That she finishes clearing up the rage tower compartment, and she gets the revenge tower. So I that's kind of insane. But you see why I kind of did this, because I thought the warden going down, I thought he could just literally walk all the way down. But you'll see he follows my heroes, and they all get hung up on walls. And instead of just 3-starring the base, he decided to beat on some walls. Oh my god. So tragic. But, it doesn't really matter, I guess. We were plus like 48 today. But you see, it's... Dude, look at this. He gets pulled with the tornado, and then they start attacking walls, and it's like, oh my god. See, look at him, dude. Look at him. He decides to attack walls, and he could have just cleared these freaking, what is that, 4 buildings, and he could have just 3-starred the base for us, but instead, he's gonna sit there with the queen and the giant and beat on some walls instead of just 3-starring. I was like, are you serious right now? Okay, this is the next base I faced. So, I was looking at this base. I was actually kind of scared because this one is really wonky. I thought about fireballing the expo, but I was like, no, you gotta fireball this invis. And I was like, how do you get your heroes in? Because I was like, I see a lot of flame flinger value right here. I see like this whole side, and then if you warden walk, oh my god, there's my face cam. Holy shit. That's kind of awkward because I was trying to press the, what do you call it? I was trying to press the, oh my god, the attack skill. I was trying to press the drawing button. So, if you funnel out this whole side with the warden, then theoretically your heroes can push into here and it shouldn't really matter about the invis tower. So, yeah. So we flame flinger the side, and we don't have to worry about the mortar because the flame residue, I guess you could call it, it gets the mortar anyway, so you don't even have to worry about it. This is a very, very poorly built base, in my opinion. Like, having the mortar be able to get hit by the flame residue from the flinger, I don't know, it's just very poorly built, in my opinion. And I think invis bases are ass right now in the meta. Like, I think double rage is the way to go. Like, I don't know, there's just so many ways to deal with invis, or you can literally just send your heroes into the invis. Double invis is bad. Now, singular invis, like I said in the last video, there is one invis base. It's just one invis tower that's literally impossible for me to a 3-star. Like, I've done it. It's not impossible. I've done it in friendly challenges, but I 3-star once out of like 5 tries. So, like, yeah, for me, it's like virtually impossible to do it in Legends. So, I guess invis isn't completely terrible, but double invis, I feel like, is definitely bad. Like, I feel like this base was poorly built, and especially since it was double invis, I don't know, it's just not good for the meta. Because, like, when you got freaking dudes spamming 14 throwers in a single tile, they always use a log launcher, so, like, invis doesn't even matter. Because, like, people just run log launchers. Like, there's just so many ways to deal with invis. Double invis, that's trash. Now, singular invis, that can be really good. This guy had super miners in his CC. I don't know why you would put super miners in your CC, because nobody is going to start their warden from anywhere on this bottom to top side. Nobody is going to start their warden over there. And that's the only reason why you would use super miners, is because people warden walk, and super miners are literally a hard counter for the warden charge. So, yeah, we used our RC to kind of funnel out this side. They kind of get a nasty king ability, unintentionally, but that's how it works out. But unintentionally, for sure. And then the Lalo just wraps around. We use a totem to distract, and the base is like crushed. So, yeah. Poorly built base, double invis, trash. Don't run double invis. Singular invis, really good, in my opinion. Okay. This base, if you are in Legends, doesn't matter what rank, I'm sure you have seen this base at least once. So common, don't know why people use it, especially at 2000 reset, because this base is absolutely atrocious. Like, one fireball to the scatter shot, and it's just done. And there's so much flame flinger value, and nobody retraps it. Like, when I attack this base, I just go to autopilot mode, because I've attacked it so many times. I just go to autopilot mode, so, like, if you retrap the top, I would probably fail on it, just because I'd get no flinger value, because I wouldn't even check for new traps. But, you know, people don't retrap it, so I still crush it, and, yeah, so, yeah, you just flame flinger the top. You know, like I talk about this V on the base, if you start your warden on this side of the V, like this, I don't know what to call it, but this side where the blue is, if you start him on that side, he'll walk down and he'll snipe this whiz and this air defense. So all you have to do at that point is just pop one invis right there. Blue is kind of a poor choice. Pop one invis right there, and then it shoots to the scatter, and then you only have to use one earthquake. Only use one earthquake for it, because pairing the earthquake with the spiky ball and the earthquake boots on the king through this town hall section is really nice, and it guts the whole section. So, That's why we only use, most of the time I just use both earthquakes, doesn't matter what I'm fireballing, but on this base using just the one earthquake is really nice, because then it finishes off the monolith and everything, and just, it's just really nice. So, yeah. Then at this point the base is crushed. You send your RC in over from the side over here, over on this side, get the revenge tower down, and yeah, the base is just done. You can use your Lalo to kind of distract the super wizard over there, but with both your heroes are like not full HP, sorry, I'm retarded. Both your heroes still alive, and the king and the queen just popped their ability, it's just crushed, so we swag two spells on this. So yeah, don't run this base. Never run it. Okay, so this is a double rage base I have never seen before, and this one actually threw me off. And I even said when I was attacking it live, I was like, this is not a 3-star, because I was like, I can't fireball something on the CC, because that's just too much effort, it's too much work, too many spells, it's not worth it. So I was like, well, and I don't see any flinger value. You could try to snipe that Expo. If you have fireball rocket balloons, if you use fireball rocket balloons, definitely snipe that Expo and get a flinger. In my opinion, you could. But for fireball Lalo, I can just like Lalo this whole back end and like distract like the scatter with like a totem or something. So I don't, and I physically can't snipe the Expo with fireball rocket or fireball Lalo. Sorry, literally can't. So we're just gonna get a nice simple fireball onto this rage tower, and then we're just gonna recall him down at 6 o'clock and just let him deal with that revenge tower. Because one invis spell on the warden, he'll deal with that, or he'll deal with the rage. Oh my god, I cannot speak. He'll deal with the revenge tower. My god. And then we're just gonna log launcher and Sui from 12, and and then use our RC in for the bomb hive and the rest of this other rage compartment. It should be wraps, theoretically. So we do save one furnace just to kind of help him get through this bottom section. I've been trying to be more logical and more smart about my two furnaces. Like if I see a base where like, okay, to get my fireball where it needs to be isn't going to take very long, don't use a furnace, because it's like you don't need it, or or if there is a section where it wouldn't take a lot of time but there are a lot of heroes, okay, use it, because the furnaces are a hard counter to enemy heroes. So yeah, but you see the warden's kind of dying, so we just invis him once, and then we'll just send our RC for the bomb hive, Lalo this back end, just, oh my god, not the face cam again. Lalo this side, you're good. Dude, the draw button and the face cam button are literally side by side, so it's like, it's very hard to get it right. I actually rage up the RC so her spears take, I'm pretty sure her spears, I'm pretty sure they do more damage when she's raged up, so I feel like you get more value out of that. And I knew, like, she was like what I needed to take out the rage compartment, so that's why I decided to do that. Should I have? Probably not. I probably should have used it on the Lalo or something else, but it doesn't really matter. I just kind of, just on the fly, it doesn't matter. The warden's still alive. It was kind of close. The warden, he actually didn't attack the walls like a smart dude. He thought about it. He got one hit on the walls, but then he was like, you know what? Mikey already time failed twice today. We're not going to make him time fail a third time. And finally, for the last base of the day, a very burnt Legends base from last season. Thank God, this guy has 2 400 finishes. So I am very surprised that a top tier player would run a burnt base like this, but hey, if it works, it works. I don't know. Never ran it because I do not want to try. But either way, Gavin, dude, if you watch my channel, you probably know who Gavin Clash of Clans is. If you don't, you live under a rock. He likes to fireball like the Rage Tower or the Builder or the freaking Builder hut and get like the whole side. I like to come from the bottom just because I like to get the Revenge Tower out early, and I only use 2 invis to freaking get my fireball like onto the Super Wiz and get the whole CC and like half the Rage Tower. so then I can recall the warden to the other, like the other freaking side. And I probably use like, he probably has to burn a rage when he does it, so I use like what would that be, like one less invis spell, one less rage spell on the warden to get the fireball where it needs to be and get like almost the same value. And then you can just log launcher up this side right here. Just log launcher up here. And then everything, and then you send your RC in for the super wizard tower to kind of help clear out this rage compartment, and your warden collapses on it. And it's crushed. And I even let my warden die, and it still is crushed. So yeah. Base, very easy. I'm going to speed it up because it's just, it's just such a simple approach and simple plan that I don't think there is any need to, like, go through at normal speed. So, yeah, as soon as the king gets on the freaking air sweeper, pop the ability. Try to get your RC in a little bit earlier than I did. I kind of forgot about it, and then, which caused me to let my warden die. But, your Lalo has so much back-end support that the base is crushed. So, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, so that was my Legends Day today. We went plus 301. Very nice. Super happy with the past 3 days. So, like, the day before yesterday was, what was that, like, I think it was like 274 or something like that, then 280, now 300. And what is there? There's like an hour left, and let's see where we are global. We should be like 1.8k global. Yeah, so, yeah, almost exactly on the dot. We're 1,807 in the world, so pretty good. U.S. In the U.S., we should be, like, top 100, right? Yeah, we're 95, so very nice. Hey, there's my boy Shock. Damn. I should take a screenshot and send it to him and be like, Shock your ass. I'm one trophy above you. But either way, that concludes the Legends Day, not singular, not plural. But anyway, I need to get this video uploaded and the one from yesterday, so I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.